It is time for our K-pop catch-up, where we learn all things new in K-pop, in the industry, and hear from the groups themselves.
That is right. We also have another exclusive interview with a record-breaking new group that Fox 13 video journalist Clint Edwards talked with. Hi, Clint.
Hey, yeah, so happy to be back.
Yeah,
Awesome.
This is exciting. Who are you introducing us to today?
Yeah, so this one's going to be ZEROBASEONE. They just debuted at the end of June, and they're already making history in the industry with the first album that became the most pre-ordered album of all time.
Wow.
Hello, Studio 13. We are ZEROBASEONE.
So you're seeing the music video for their song In Bloom that the members say defines the identity of the group. It's a part of their debut album called Youth in the Shade, and the album's sold over 1 million pre-orders less than 2 weeks after the sale began. Now, ZEROBASEONE isn't a traditional group in terms of how they were formed. They are one of the growing number of groups in the K-pop industry that was formed on a competition survival show that allows fans from all across the world to decide who makes the final lineup. Do you think the process of being formed on a survival show helped you in a way that a normal debut process wouldn't?
I definitely think there's two big aspects that the survival program helped us in. And I'd say in a very short amount of time, we had to improve a lot of us being on the stage. So that's facials, details, vocals. And I think before even debuting, we felt like a family.
Interesting. So I have to know more about this. Tell us all about how these survival shows work, and yeah, give us the scoop on it.
So they're a lot more popular these days over the past few years, but basically trainees from all across the world basically will send members to this show to compete. They were on a show called Boys Planet, you know, and they sent 98 trainees from across the world, and they would just basically compete, do performances, and there would be elimination rounds that would ultimately decide the final group.
You know, my toxic trait is thinking that I could do these dances, but if there's a whole elimination show, I cannot.
Absolutely. All right, so how long ago was this show, and how long did they have to prepare for it?
So the show started, the episodes came out in February and ended in April. So the debut album came out in June, so they had very little time to prepare for everything. They said basically the day after the selection of the group was formed, you know, they had to jump right into the title track and the album. So it all happened very quickly, but so did the album sales, because it's the most pre-ordered debut album of all time.
Wow, what a whirlwind. I mean, I can't even imagine what that feels like as a K-pop artist to be going through that, but it has to be so cool.
Oh, they definitely said that, you know, it was, they weren't expecting it. They knew they had fans from across the world because millions and millions of fans voted.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they were very surprised with the success.
Would you say this is the new wave of K-pop groups, that we're going to see them forming this way?
So there are a lot of really big groups that have done that for sure. There was a Girls Planet before Boys Planet, and a group called Kepler came out, and they are project groups. They're not long term. I think they have about a 2-year or so contract.
Oh.
Yes. So basically, they're contracted for this group, and then they'll go back to their companies after that. So it gives their company some recognition to say, oh yeah, we had this member, let's form this new group. And so there are a lot of groups where it's like their members now were formerly in a project group from a TV show.
Well, we appreciate you really educating us on this. It's so interesting. Can't wait till next time.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, we've gone ahead and put that full interview with this group up on fox13seattle.com/Studio 13 Live.
Oh, and by the way, today is National Roller Coaster Day, okay? And